The workplace is cramped, the hours are long, and most of all, the pay never goes up. Unlike you, I've got a family to support. I can't get by if I'm not making enough money. But I thought we were giving you a decent amount as executive compensation. It's not enough. I started this business expecting to make good money, but I was way off. There's no point in staying with this company. I'm quitting. I'm Shun. I run a company that develops mobile games. I started the business when I was 30 with my best friend, Yuma. I'm the CEO, and Yuma is the vice president. We also hired 2 skilled programmers, Sato and Tanaka. Let's work hard and make this company huge. Yeah, let's do our best together. It's you and Yuma. There's no doubt you'll make it big. Yeah, with Yuma's strong drive and your careful planning, there's no way you can fail. I'm just a worrywart, but I'm counting on your skills. That's how we all encouraged each other and pushed forward. 15 years later. Since we started the company, profits have improved, and we even hired another person. Haruka, a new female employee, seemed timid and soft-spoken, but
I'll definitely be an asset to your company.
Impressed by her clear determination, even though her voice was quiet, I decided to hire her. But Yuma wasn't happy. That gloomy woman is absolutely useless. He said that, clearly showing his disapproval. Come on, let's at least try working with her first. Maybe it's your soft-heartedness that's keeping our profits from going up. Ugh, I've got a headache. Yuma was right. Our performance has been sluggish lately. We're not on the brink of bankruptcy yet, but I was worried about finding a solution. It's great we've made it 15 years, but our profits aren't growing. Still, with Yuma and everyone working so hard, I know we can turn this into a better company. At least, that's what I believed. What? You want to quit the company? Why? How could this happen? We've worked so hard together. It came out of nowhere. Yuma suddenly said he wanted to leave the company. The workplace is cramped, the hours are long, and most of all, the pay never goes up. Unlike you, I've got a family to support. I can't get by if I'm not making enough money. But I thought we were giving you a decent amount as executive compensation. It's not enough. I started this business expecting to make good money, but I was way off. There's no point in staying with this company. I'm quitting. After he spoke up, the other employees handed in their resignations too. Wait, I've got an app game about to launch. If that becomes a hit, then maybe we can get our company big again. Just a waste of time. You won't know until we try. You can quit after this. See ya. In the end, Yuma and the others didn't listen to my plea and left the company.
I'll stay.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
I'll stay.
Really? Thank you. She's so quiet, it'd be great if she could step up and help right away. Anyway, there's no time to be down. We need to thoroughly check the app's functionality before the release.
Yes. It's terrible. The app we were about to release, it's been deleted.
What? No way. Who could have done this?
Leave it to me. I'll show them what real trouble looks like.
Wait, what? Suddenly, Haruka's demeanor changed, and she started working at lightning speed on the computer.
Let's start by checking the login history.
Even her speech had become quite loquacious in the way she spoke. Haruka, you can do all this?
Well, I do have a CIW, JavaScript Specialist certification.
Isn't that not only really tough, but also entirely in English?
Yes, so I'm fairly comfortable with English too.
That's so amazing! It turns out Haruka was an incredibly skilled programmer. Plus, she's bilingual too. Up until now, she had been timid, but when it came to programming, she became a completely different person. This was the moment I started seeing Haruka in a whole new light. With you here, Haruka, I'm starting to feel like we can pull this off. There's only 2 of us, but let's do our best.
Yes, let's give it our all.
Haruka and I rebuilt the app that had been deleted, and we finally managed to release it. But a new problem arose. No way, I can't believe Yuma started his own company, and he released a similar app around the same time as ours. This has to be a case of leaked information. While I was panicking, Haruka remained calm.
It's okay. There's no need to worry. Take a look at this.
What is it? It's a complete ripoff of our game. No wonder it's getting bad reviews. Wait, is this the rating of our app?
No, this is the rating for the app released by Yuma's company. Ours is over here.
Well, it says amazing visuals, super engaging, really high quality. Wow, we're getting great reviews.
And even though we just launched, we are already ranking in the charts.
All that hard work we put in together paid off. It's all thanks to you, Haruka. Thank you.
Really?
From that point on, the app Haruka and I created became so popular that it even got a commercial featuring celebrities. Naturally, the company grew larger. As for Yuma's company... Damn it, why is Shun's app selling better? I'm offering it at a lower price. Sir, we've got another demand letter. There's a call from a law firm wanting to discuss something. Ugh, not now. I need to figure out how to boost sales. Sir, may I come in? What? I'm busy right now. Make it quick. Well, we haven't received this month's paycheck yet. Been a week since payday. I told you I'd pay it later. This is a violation of labor laws. Yeah, delaying paychecks is illegal, you know. Fine, I'll pay you right now. Here you go. Hey, I'm quitting now. I thought I'd make good money following you, but I was way off. I'm quitting too. Even though the pay was low, Shun treated his employees much better. Wait, I'm sorry. I just got frustrated. Good luck. Goodbye. Wait, please don't go. And so, Yuma's company ended up in the red. Not only could he no longer pay his employees, but he also ended up in a massive debt. The employees who had followed Yuma all quit, leaving him with nothing. Hey, how's it going? Yuma came to my company as if nothing had happened. What do you want? Well, my company went under because my employees were useless. Useless? You poached our top talents, Sato and Tanaka, and now you're saying that? Nah, they just couldn't keep up with my advanced methods. I guess those guys were better suited for your company after all. Suited? Is that how you decide who to hire? At the very least, I've always hired based on character. Skills can be learned later. You keep doing that. Anyway, like I said earlier, how's the company doing? I hear it's doing well. What are you getting at? Hire me. I can make the company even bigger. If that's the case, why didn't you do that when you were here before? I was testing you. You were never really giving it your all, so I figured if the vice president left, you'd finally get serious. That's why I quit, to give you a push. And look at you now, you did it. You managed to grow the company. You've got me to thank for that. So you need to hire me back. His convoluted reasoning made both Haruka and me sigh.
So, you're really that desperate to keep her pride intact?
Pride? I haven't changed at all. If you haven't changed, then why would you try to come crawling back to the company you mocked? That was back then, but now it's different, right? He was trying desperately to save face. Certainly the company has grown, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be arrogant about it. I always make sure to remember my beginnings and stay grounded. If that's the case, then you should remember your humble beginnings by hiring me back. Come on, let's work together again. will make this company even bigger. No matter what I said, Yuma was determined to cling to my company. His attempts to maintain his pride only made him look more pathetic, almost pitiable. But even so I was. I'm afraid that's not going to happen. I can't work with a criminal who sabotaged our company. Criminal? What are you talking about? Don't you remember? You're really not going to admit it, huh? You know the truth, right, Haruka?
Yes, please take a look at this. We found Yuma's account in the login history on this day. We tracked the activity and it shows you accessed our app, right?
What? That's impossible. Someone must have framed me by using my account.
That could be the case if this were the only evidence, but we have more.
She pulled a voice recorder out of her pocket. She also turned on the voice recorder. If I delete this app, this company is finished. Then I'll start my own business and steal the deleted app. I mean, his stuff is decent, but never great. I'm sick of running this company with him. If I oversee everything from start to finish, I'll definitely create a hit. That way, I'll be the one making money. It's perfect, huh?
So, how about that? That's clearly your voice, Yuma. Can you still deny it?
Oh my gosh. Installing a wiretap is downright illegal.
It's not a crime if it's accepted as evidence. And didn't you install a wiretap too, Yuma? An eye for an eye, right?
What are you talking about?
I know you planted bugs in this office before you left. That's why I didn't follow you.
Don't flatter yourself. Who would want a gloomy woman like you? You are always mumbling so I can't even understand you. And you probably can't do your job either. I'm better off without you. Don't you dare insult Haruka. The reason our company has been successful is largely thanks to her. What? You've gotta be kidding me. I'm not kidding. If that were a lie, we wouldn't have been able to create such an outstanding app. Apologize to her right now.
It's okay. I am okay.
No, it's not okay. She deserves more recognition. And as her boss, I can't stay silent when someone insults one of my valuable employees. Fine, whatever. But where's your proof that I planted those bugs?
The app your company created, you made it by eavesdropping on our conversations, right? But eavesdropping can only get you so far, and that's why your app ended up being labeled a rip-off and got such low ratings.
Ugh.
The problem isn't that you planted bugs. The problem is that you copied our app, Yuma.
What are you trying to say? In other words, you committed business interference by deleting our app, and you violated copyright by copying it. At the very least, you're guilty of these two crimes. You're a criminal. With this evidence, I'm going to report you to the police and file a lawsuit. Be ready. After this, Yuma suddenly started begging. I didn't mean any harm. I just wanted to grow the company and make a lot of money. I've always wondered, why do you need so much money? My wife loves expensive brands. She won't listen when I tell her to save. I see. Though he's the one with the brand obsession too. I thought to myself as I glanced at his watch. His watch is a high-end luxury brand that costs over 1 million per piece. Even though his life must be difficult right now, he still insists on keeping up appearances. I sighed deeply at Yuma's predicament. Please, if things stay like this, I won't be able to keep living. Just don't report me or sue me. I'll promise I'll change my ways. I'll do anything for the company from now on. So please, forgive me. But despite his pleas, I was trembling with anger and sadness, having been betrayed by a friend I trusted for so many years. If you're willing to do anything, then pay for your crimes.
Actually, since the company has grown, I decided to hire a corporate lawyer to prepare for the future.
A corporate lawyer? So the company's grown that much?
And when I consulted with them about this case, they said you'll likely face hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars in damages.
Millions? There's no way I can pay that. Come on, we're friends, right? We're comrades. Shun, you and I started this company together, and we've worked hard for the past 15 years. It's not about whether you can pay or not. You will pay. What kind of friend, what kind of comrade turns their back in a crisis? True friends, true comrades support each other no matter what. I trusted you, but you've let me down, Yuma. Shun, I'm truly sorry. Please forgive me. I was wrong. His desperate apologies didn't move me an inch. If you're really sorry, then pay the damages I'm going to demand. I'm usually calm, but this time was different. This is the first time I've ever been this angry at him. Seeing my furious expression, probably for the first time, Yuma seemed to shrink in fear. Okay, I get it, he said, backing away. But I wasn't about to let him off that easily. Haruka handed something to Yuma.
By the way, here's a copy of the lawsuit our corporate lawyer drafted. Take it home and read it carefully.
A lawsuit? Yes, and just so you know, I'm not interested in any settlements. Well, maybe I'll win the case. Then you'll have to pay me damages for insulting me. Sorry to disappoint you, but you have less than a 1% chance of winning. What you did was criminal, and when did I ever insult you? Maybe you should watch what you say instead, Yuma. Ugh. Our corporate lawyer mentioned that it's almost certain you'll lose the case, Yuma. And when that happens, I'll be billing you for the legal fees too. That's too much, man. You brought this on yourself. Now, we're busy here, so if you're not involved, please leave.
If you stay any longer, we'll call the police.
If you don't want to add more to your list of crimes, you should go now. Why would I have to go through this? Damn it! Faced with our cold stares and words, Yuma had nothing left to say and fled the scene. Yuma was hit with a massive damages claim, and his life afterward was miserable. Damages claim? So you don't have any money? Then we're getting a divorce. Apparently, his wife left him. And that wasn't the end of it. Yuma had been cheating on her too, so she also demanded alimony. With both damages and alimony to pay, he had to sell off everything he owned. First, he sold the house he was living in, then his luxury watch. He used that money to pay the alimony, leaving him completely broke. Now he lives alone in a rundown apartment. To pay off the remaining damages, he started looking for a new job, but I have experience in this industry, so I'm confident I can contribute right away. Please consider me. Yuma, sorry to say, but we don't want someone who deletes apps without permission and violates copyright. What? How do you even know about that? You're quite infamous in the industry. You might want to consider giving up on finding another job here. No way. Yuma's misdeeds were known by everyone in the industry. For the record, I didn't spread the word. I guess when you do something wrong, word gets around. Yeah, it's never worth doing something bad. He'll probably never find another job in this field again. Now he works multiple part-time jobs, struggling from morning till night. The other day, I went to a convenience store, and as it turned out, it was one of Yuma's part-time jobs. How many times do I have to tell you? You're completely useless. I'm truly sorry. I saw him, having cast aside all his pride, apologizing profusely. The confident attitude he once had was completely gone. It's clear that his pride had been thoroughly shattered by his part-time work. Well, it's not my concern anymore. With that thought, I quietly left the convenience store.
You were so much more assertive and cool than usual back then.
Haruka, you really helped by standing your ground too. But I have to say, you were speaking up more than usual.
When I thought about helping you, the words just came out naturally.
After all, communication is really important.
It sure is, especially when you are with someone you really care about.
What? What do you mean by that?
Well,
Hearing her feelings for me directly from her is a whole other story. I'm leaving the company today. Thank you for everything until now. It's a bit of a problem when someone quits so suddenly, you know? We only made the deal because of you, Takashi. I apologize for any inconvenience. Please continue to do business with our company. Today's Takashi's last day, right? Has he already left? He's making his rounds to say goodbye to clients. He wanted to personally tell them he's resigning. What? Is he planning to work late on his last day? He really is a troublesome guy. Well, at least now we won't have to worry about him taking the top sales spot. Yep, and we can stop worrying about him taking our positions too. That's right. You've got to nip these things in the bud, and sooner rather than later. Finally finished all the farewell rounds. Wow, is it this late already? It got pretty late. A phone dropped here. This color, it must be a woman's. Dropping a phone in this day and age? The owner must be freaking out. Well, I guess I have no choice. It's a hassle, but I'll return it. So, which way is the police station? What a pain. I'm Takashi, 28 years old. I was at the top of my sales game and had a promising future, but a few days ago, tragedy struck out of nowhere. Hey Takashi, what happened to your company car? What? The back is all dented. Where did you crash it? What? I didn't hit anything. That company car was assigned to you, right, Takashi? You've got the best sales record, so it was given to you as a personal vehicle. Can you prove it wasn't you? Prove it? But... I couldn't make sense of it, but somehow I ended up having to write an incident report. A few days later, I got scolded by the manager again for something I didn't do. Hey Takashi, someone reported seeing your company car in the parking lot of Pachinko Parlor. No way, it wasn't me. So, are you saying the person who saw you just made up the story and called us for no reason? I don't know, but it really wasn't me. You just wrote an incident report, and now this? What were you thinking? You've probably let your top sales status go to your head, right? No, that's not it at all. Takashi, our company car was spotted in the Pachinko Parlor's parking lot, and it was reported by local residents. Do you know what this means? You've damaged the company's reputation and violated our compliance policy. After the last incident, I can't cover you anymore. I recognize the hard work you've put in so far. I won't treat you unfairly. You know, under normal circumstances, you'll be fired, right? You should be grateful to Manager Yoshida. But the punishment from the manager was either a transfer to a remote factory or voluntary resignation. I was so shocked I could barely stand. No way. There is no way I can manage factory work in the middle of nowhere when I've been in sales. Besides, I didn't even cause the car accident or park the company car at the Pachinko Parlor. This is all false accusation. Damn it. I couldn't accept it, but as a last act of defiance, I chose to resign. Did you see Takashi's face? Keep your voice down, Manager Matsumoto. What if another employee hears you? But still, setting up that pachinko stunt with the company car was brilliant. With a report from a resident, there's no way Takashi could prove his innocence. By the way, is everything okay with the car damage? You were the one driving and hit something, right, Manager Matsumoto?
Of course there's no problem. I made sure to do it in the blind spot of the security cameras, away from the guard's eyes.
You didn't miss a beat, as expected, Manager Matsumoto.
And you, Manager Yoshida. Your strategy of staying clean is truly impressive.
How about grabbing a drink on the way home today?
Thank you, as always. I'd love to. Ever since the first suspicion fell on me, I made sure not to use the company car and set up a little trap. Who could be doing this, and why? I hid a stick gum I bought at the convenience store under the driver's seat cushion. If someone sat in the driver's seat and moved the car, the gum should either break or bend. But nothing changed with the gum. Just as I thought. It was then I realized for the first time that the manager and section chief had set me up. But with both of them against me, there's no way I could fight back. Maybe my good sales record got on their nerves. Damn it. I had already submitted my resignation, and honestly, I'm glad to be rid of that company. And so, now unemployed, I was just sulking in my apartment. Just then, the intercom buzzed, and a beautiful stranger was at my door.
Thank you. You are Takashi, right?
Yeah, but who are you? Wow, she's insanely gorgeous, and she smells amazing.
My name is Sarah. You returned my phone to me, didn't you? I was really in a bind, so you saved me.
What? I was shocked that the owner of the phone I'd completely forgotten about had actually come to my place. Oh, right. It was nothing, really. I'm just glad it's back in your hands. But how did you find my place?
The police told me. I was surprised when I heard that you worked at the same company.
The same company?
I'm the daughter of the head of your company's parent group.
What? I was even more shocked to learn that this woman, Sarah, was the daughter of the president of the parent company I used to work for. So that's who you are.
I heard you were from the same group, but then I found out you'd already resigned. The company gave me your registered address. The resignation was recent, so I was surprised. Did something happen?
Well, actually, I decided to go ahead and tell Sarah the whole story of how I ended up resigning.
That's a pretty strange story.
But it's okay. There's no way I could take on those two higher-ups by myself.
Then let's confront them together and see what they really think of you, Takashi.
What? And so, with Sarah's suggestion, I decided to go back to my former company. Takashi, what are you doing here?
Now, Manager Yoshida. Takashi, what brings you back all of a sudden?
I'm here because I can't accept the wrongful termination. Let me make it clear again. I wasn't involved in any accident, and I didn't go to the pachinko parlor. Wrongful termination.
You brought this on yourself. If you want to blame someone, blame your past actions.
Take a look at the photos on this phone. They're from the day of the pachinko allegations. There's also a photo from the day before showing the gum I placed under the driver's seat, and it's neither broken nor bent. This means I didn't move the car, and the car that was reported wasn't mine. What? Are you saying we're lying?
Hold on, Manager Matsumoto.
We don't know if these photos are real, but the fact remains that the car was dented, and there was a report from the residents in another incident. Besides, we've already accepted Takashi's resignation. Isn't it too late to argue about this now?
About that, Manager Yoshida, I have Takashi's resignation letter. I held on to it when I conducted a private investigation.
The moment Sarah suddenly appeared, the manager and the section chief's attitude changed completely. Oh, Sarah. What a pleasant surprise. How's your father doing?
You're as beautiful as ever. We're proud to have you in the group.
Thank you.
Hey, why is Sarah involved with Takashi?
I don't know. Could she be planning to reverse his resignation?
Perhaps it would be better to bring Takashi back under our supervision. As long as he's under us, he can't do anything, and we can't just wait for the next opportunity.
That's brilliant, Manager Yoshida.
There's no need to trouble Sarah any further. There were certainly some misunderstandings, so I'll take Takashi back under my wing.
Really?
Sure, his work performance was good, but his behavior was somewhat problematic.
He got into an accident with the company car and even used it for personal errands right up until his last day. It's been quite a hassle.
Wait a minute, I didn't cause the accident. And as for my last day...
Hold on, Takashi.
As I was about to protest, Sarah stopped me.
Takashi, did you use the company car on your last day?
Yes, he said he was going out for farewell visits and didn't return until late.
He was always wandering off, so who knows where he really went.
That's strange. Takashi wasn't supposed to be using the car.
What? Sarah.
That day, Takashi returned my phone to me. I had dropped it while cycling on my road bike, one of my hobbies.
What does that mean?
What are you exactly saying?
The place where I dropped my phone was on a dedicated cycling road. No cars are allowed there.
Seeing the change in the expressions of the manager and the section chief, I chimed in. From the moment I was accused of the accident, I haven't used the car. On my last day of farewell visits, I went to see the clients by bicycle.
Manager Yoshida, Manager Matsumoto, it seems your accounts are quite biased.
Grr.
That's...
Let me just say this from a neutral standpoint. The future of all three of you, including Takashi, will be discussed at the headquarters.
No way.
Wait a minute, Sarah.
At that moment, several colleagues entered the room. Sorry to interrupt, but...
The phone's been ringing, off the hook.
Forget the phone. We're in the middle of something important here.
Who is it? Just tell them we'll call back later.
Well, all the calls are from Takashi's clients. They're asking what's going on, saying they signed contracts because they trusted him, and now he's leaving?
We're also getting flooded with calls from clients wanting to review or cancel their contracts. If one of you doesn't handle this, our explanations won't suffice.
From what I'm hearing, it doesn't sound like Takashi's behavior was the problem. If anything, I'm questioning how the two of you managed this situation. Could it be that you two used your positions for your own personal gain?
We're sorry.
Realizing they couldn't escape the situation, the manager and the section chief apologized in front of everyone.
My younger daughter is about to take her college entrance exams. Please, anything but being fired.
I still have almost half of my mortgage left. I can't afford to be unemployed. Though they pleaded tearfully, Sarah remained cold.
You two drove Takashi to unemployment, yet you are asking for security for yourselves?
We're sorry.
It's truly shameful.
Your fate will be decided after a discussion at headquarters. In the meantime, take a good look at what you've done and think it over.
After Sarah's stern declaration, the two of them seemed to realize that pleading with her was pointless. Unthinkable as it was for them, they turned to me, starting to apologize.
Takashi, we're sorry. We know how good you are at your job. So please, explain everything to Sarah on our behalf.
We weren't trying to harass you, honestly. We were just acting as supervisors, with the best intentions for our team. After everything they'd done to me, rather than show genuine remorse, they were just trying to save themselves. I had finally reached my breaking point. Enough. Don't give me that supervisor excuse. You framed me with lies just to get rid of me. That's nothing but harassment. At least take responsibility like real managers for once.
Takashi.
That wasn't our intention. We really do feel terrible about it.
Takashi is right. As your subordinate and as adults, it's time for you both to take the responsibility you owe.
Sarah, Takashi, please, wait.
We'll apologize as many times as it takes. Just don't let us get fired. The manager and section chief kept on apologizing, but I left the office with Sarah at her urging. The manager and the section chief were both reassigned to the remote factory work they had suggested for me. Due to their personal circumstances, neither of them could quit. They both owned their homes, so they couldn't relocate, and they ended up moving alone for their assignments.
Hey there, Mr. Matsumoto.
Manager Yoshida.
Don't call me manager anymore, okay? I'm just a regular factory worker now.
I'm sorry, it's just a force of habit.
So, have you gotten used to your new apartment? Mine's on the second floor, and those stairs are killing me.
My apartment has thin walls, so I can hear the neighbors, and there's a draft that makes it really cold.
It can't be helped, but still, if only the factory were a bit closer.
It takes 20 minutes to get there by bike. I should have bought a better bicycle. Their apartments are quite far from the factory, so they're struggling with their bike commutes.
Mr. Matsumoto, you're lucky it only takes you 20 minutes. I had to bike over 30 minutes in the rain the other day.
I'm sorry, but after all that biking, doing physical labor in the factory is just too much. Meanwhile, I thought I'd be able to return to the company. It's Takashi. Excuse me.
Don't be so nervous. It's just you and me in this room.
Yes, Sarah, thank you for bringing me back. I was really worried when I became unemployed, and you truly saved me.
About that, Takashi, I can't return you to your old department.
What?
After this incident, I reviewed the performance of the entire department, including you. Everyone was doing great, but your sales were particularly impressive. That's a testament to your excellent customer service.
Thank you so much.
After discussing it with headquarters, we decided to spin off your department as a new group company. The department will be dissolved, but it will be re-established as a new group, and I want you to take charge of it.
Wait, me?
Yes, Since neither Manager Yoshida nor Section Chief Matsumoto will be in the new department, we need someone to take the lead. Given your top sales performance, we decided you're the perfect fit.
Not only did I not return to my old department, but I was given the lead role in an independent new group. Thank you. All I did was return your phone, and now you've done so much for me.
Don't misunderstand. I do appreciate you returning my phone, but that's separate. I saw that you were the top salesperson and that you backed it up with outstanding service. I also saw your quick thinking in clearing yourself of the misuse of the company car by continuing your client visits on a bike. Your integrity and appeal as a person are highly valued.
As Sarah passionately explained, she suddenly turned red and became flustered.
Oh, I mean, it's not just my opinion. It's the consensus of the entire headquarters. Of course, I feel the same way, but
For the first time, I realized Sarah's feelings, and I became to feel the same way. Thank you. I'm really grateful.
No problem. Just keep doing your best. I'm cheering for you.
And so, I took on the role of the new department head, working alongside my old colleagues. At first, I was nervous about whether I was up to the task, but since I already knew everyone, it was easy to share my opinions. Everyone else was also open about their thoughts, and it became clear how much of a burden the former manager and the section chief had been. The newly formed department became younger and transformed into a more open and positive workplace.
It looks like you're doing well. Sounds like you're off to a great start.
Sarah, it's been a while. Thanks for the praise, but I still have a long way to go. I've always been better at working outside the office, so I need someone to help keep things together internally. I decided to express my feelings to Sarah. Will you continue to support me? You've been such a great help.
Takashi. Of course I will. But just for work?
As Sarah looked up at me, she was more beautiful than ever.
Seiji, this is Misaki. She's going to be your wife.
Lucky you, right? Finally getting married at 40.
What the heck is going on? Well, your parents borrowed money from us. Borrowed money? Why? How much? They owe us about $50,000. But how does that lead to me marrying Misaki? Your parents are struggling to pay it back, so I offered to reduce the debt if you marry my daughter. So basically, I'm being forced into this marriage to settle their debt? Does stuff like this even happen nowadays? My name is Seiji. I work for a company in the city, and at 40, I've made it to the rank of section chief. But one day, out of the blue, I got a call from my dad, who still lives in my hometown. Hey, Seiji, how have you been? Dad, long time no talk. I'm hanging in there. How about you? We're managing, but your mom and I aren't as young as we used to be, you know? And it's hard to keep up with everything. Yeah, I get that. You and Mom are both over 70 now. So, your mom and I are thinking of retiring from the ramen shop. What? You call after all this time just to say you're retiring? What's going to happen in the shop? Well, you're going to take it over. You were so close to your grandpa, you know how to make ramen, right? So, It's all yours. What? And just like that, I suddenly quit my job, moved back to my hometown, and took over the family ramen shop. I always thought I'd return home after retirement anyway. It's just happening sooner than I planned. But I didn't expect the shop to be in such bad shape, and there are hardly any customers. When Grandpa was running it, the place was always packed. I guess we couldn't fight the tides of change. Well, looks like you're managing.
How's it going?
Dad, Mom, as you can see, the place is dead. Anyway, I'm really glad you took over the shop.
Your grandpa loved it so much. He was sure you'd take over one day.
Yeah, the timing's way off, but if I'm doing this, I'm going to give it my all. I'll make this place thrive like it did in Grandpa's day. Oh, that's the spirit. To help you out, we've got some good news for you today.
It's something you might like.
Good news? What is it? Oh, welcome. So this is the guy. Oh, wait, what? Yes, he's been all about work until now, so he's not exactly exciting.
But he's my son, and he's serious and persistent. I think your daughter will find him a good match.
So, what do you think, Misaki?
Whatever.
What? What's going on? Seiji, this is Misaki. She's going to be your wife.
Lucky you, right? Finally getting married at 40.
What the heck is going on? Well, Seiji, your parents borrowed money from us. Borrowed money? Why? How much? Actually, we owed them about $50,000. What? $50,000? How did that happen?
It's to keep your grandpa's ramen shop running.
Grandpa's ramen shop. We worked so hard to keep the shop alive for you, so it would be here when you came back.
But I guess times have changed. No one even looks at places like this anymore.
The customers stopped coming, and the shop was on the brink of closing down. When we were struggling, Mr. Oyama here lent us the money, all $50,000.
This man is the landlord who rents us this land. His name is Mr. Oyama. He also runs a construction company, and he's a really respectable man.
Well, thank you for taking care of my parents, but how does this lead to me marrying Misaki? I lent them the money, but it seems like your parents are having a hard time paying you back, so I offered to reduce the debt if you married my daughter. So, basically, they're marrying me off to pay the debt? Does stuff like this happen these days? Misaki, are you okay with this?
I'm already 34. It's not like I have any other prospects. And besides, look at me.
As her father, I'm worrying about my only daughter staying single forever. This seemed like a good opportunity to get her married. But still, arranging a marriage without her consent is a bit much, don't you think? And what about you, Dad? Mom, what do you think my life is? Well, we thought it might be tough for you to run the ramen shop all by yourself.
It's for your sake, you know. What if something happens to you? You'll need someone to help, right?
Think about Misaki's feelings. You're basically forcing her into this marriage.
He's thinking about my feelings too.
Misaki, what do you think about this marriage?
Me? If my dad said so, then...
So she doesn't have a say in this? If that's the case, then I have to speak up. Mr. Oyama, if you really care about your daughter's happiness, shouldn't you listen to what Misaki has to say? Even as her father, you can't just decide her future for her. Misaki deserves to choose her own happiness.
Dad,
Is she finally going to speak her mind? What is it?
I'll marry Seiji.
She finally spoke her mind. Wait, what? You're going to marry me? How did it come to this? Well, that's great. The company's president's daughter herself is proposing. You should marry her.
That's right. It will be rude to refuse now.
Since my daughter is saying this, will you marry her? Listening to my parents and Mr. Oyama, I glanced at Misaki. She's the right age, but honestly, she's not really attractive. Not my type at all, and at 40, I'm not exactly eager to get married now. But... Alright, you did all this to save Grandpa's ramen shop. I can't just ignore that and keep running the business, so I'll get married. Well said. That's what a real man will do.
I'm so happy.
But before then, can we at least date for a while? Well, we really prefer if you could get married right away.
And neither of you is getting any younger. The sooner, the better.
But marriage isn't something you just jump into. I want to get to know each other before we tie the knot. In this case, I can let you use one of our apartments. How about living together first? That way you can really get to know each other. Living together?
What are you saying, Dad?
Why not? It's a good idea. How about 3 months? If you both agree after that, you get married. If not, we forget the whole thing. Fine, but don't do anything to make Misaki change her mind.
Just make sure you treat her well.
How desperate are they? But still, they took out that loan for me and Grandpa, so I can't really complain. It's all up to you, Misaki. Anyway, let's start by living together. Looking forward to it, Misaki.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
My life is over. But if it's coming to this, I'm going to make sure that ramen shop does so well in these 3 months that marriage won't even be necessary. But how am I supposed to boost sales? And why is Misaki here at the ramen shop too? There's nothing much to do, right? It's pretty pathetic. I wanted to bring in enough business so marriage wouldn't be necessary, but that seems tough.
I'll go and drum up some customers.
What? Misaki, what are you going to do?
Welcome. How about some delicious ramen?
Wait, she's actually doing it? Wow, customers are really coming in.
Welcome. Here's some water and menu.
Thanks for waiting. That was great. The shop's a bit run down, but the ramen's tasty. I'll be back. Oh, thank you. We look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you very much. We did it. Your customer call-out was a big success.
Thank you. It's been so long since we had customers. I'm really happy.
If there's anything else I can do to help, just let me know.
You worked so hard. You must be hungry. Take a seat and relax. I'll make you some ramen. Here you go. I hope you like it, Misaki.
Wow, it looks delicious. Thanks for the meal. It's delicious.
What's wrong? You didn't like it?
No, it's not that. I'm sorry if I gave you the wrong idea. It tastes so nostalgic.
Oh, I'm glad then.
But it's really strange. It doesn't feel like I'm eating this for the first time.
I see. A month has passed since then. Misaki has been helping out every day. She's out front calling in customers, serving those who come in, clearing tables and washing dishes. Thanks to her, we've been getting more customers little by little.
Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you again.
Watching Misaki work with a smile, I noticed. Has she gotten slimmer and more beautiful lately?
Is there something on my face?
No, nothing at all. The more I looked, the more beautiful Misaki seemed. I started becoming more aware of Misaki's charm around this time. Then one day, just before closing, some customers came in. Sorry, we're closed for today. Wait, Dad, Mom, and even Mr. Oyama. Wow, you two really look good together.
Seriously, just get together already.
It's only been a month, but you've had enough time to get to know each other, right?
A month is plenty of time. The sooner you get married, the better.
You're right. Misaki is a wonderful woman, and because of that, I regret how we ended up meeting. I know why this ramen shop was on the brink of closing. Sorry, but we're closed for today. Before you were only open once or twice a month, but now you're open every day? Wait, what do you mean by that? So my parents weren't running the shop every day? I thought you'd be just like your parents, but it seems you're actually doing a good job. What did my parents do? They were out having fun every day, neglecting the shop. The regulars were grumbling, saying the place would go under on your watch. No way. When I heard about the debt, it sounded like my parents had been working hard to keep the shop going. But the truth is, they didn't care about the shop, did they? That's not true. We were busy trying to manage the finances.
Yeah. We were looking for places to lend us money.
But only being able to open once or twice a month? That doesn't make sense. It would have been way more efficient to run the ramen shop every day instead of looking for loans. You were just slacking off, weren't you? If that's why you took out the loan, Mr. Oyama, we don't need you to reduce the debt. My parents should be responsible for paying back what they owe due to their own laziness. What are you saying, Seiji?
We did this for you.
Then I'll help with the repayments too. That should be fair, right? But that wouldn't be enough to pay it all off.
Paying off debt is really tough, you know?
Even so, it's something we need to do. You weren't planning on dodging the debt, were you? Not at all.
We never thought of such a thing.
I don't really care either way, but does that mean you're not marrying Misaki? No. I want to marry Misaki. Please, let me marry her.
What? Seiji, are you sure you are not forcing yourself?
No, I've really fallen in love with Misaki.
But why me?
Not just anyone, because it's you, Misaki. Over this past month, you've supported me selflessly. And more than anything, you're a kind person who shares others' burdens. How could I not fall in love with someone like that?
Would you have loved me even without the debt?
Of course. It's ironic that we wouldn't have met without the debt. But that doesn't change how I feel about you, Misaki. So, will you marry me?
Yes! I love you too, Seiji. Thank you so much!
Mr. Oyama, please, let me marry her.
Dad, please!
That was the plan all along. Then, if you make my daughter cry, you'll regret it. Thank you so much. Well then, let's have both families meet and get this all settled. I'm glad you finally made up your mind, Seiji.
So am I. You did well, Seiji.
I see. They're still hoping for a debt reduction. Speaking of the debt,
Can we reduce it now?
oh, you mean the $200,000? $200,000? Wait a minute. I thought my parents only borrowed $50,000. That's the amount to cover the ramen shop's debt. Your parents also borrowed another $150,000. Mr. Oyama, you weren't supposed to.
For Seiji.
What? Was I not supposed to mention it? Sorry about that. No one told me to keep it quiet. What's going on? Explain to me what the other $150,000 was used for. Well,
We had our reasons.
I've quit my job and taken over the ramen shop. I've sacrificed my entire career. And more importantly, I'm family. I have a right to know. What did you spend it on? I'll tell you, Seiji. Your parents invested in stocks and failed. Stocks? Why would they even? We had no choice. We couldn't keep running a small ramen shop forever.
We couldn't live a luxurious life without making big money.
So you try to make easy money on the stock market without any real knowledge? Easy money? You don't understand how hard it is to run a ramen shop.
Exactly. You have no idea how much we've struggled.
You were just being lazy. Grandpa worked hard, and that's why the ramen shop thrived when he was around. I'm grateful you took out a loan to cover the shop's debt. Without it, I wouldn't have met Misaki. But the reason we're in this mess is because of your laziness. I'll pay off the shop's $50,000 debt, but I won't help you repay your personal debt. How could you say that? Have you forgotten all we've done for you?
Don't you have any sense of responsibility as the eldest son?
You two should be ashamed of yourselves, trying to saddle your child with your debt. If you still insist on making me responsible, then you're no parents of mine. I'm cutting ties with you. What are you saying? We're family.
That's right. Families should stick together.
My family now is Misaki, who I'm about to marry, and Mr. Oyama, who will be my father-in-law. You two are nothing but strangers to me. Misaki, I'm sorry you had to see this.
It's okay.
You accepted me just as I am, Seiji. So, I want to marry you.
If you don't pay off the debt, I won't allow this marriage with Misaki.
Do you know how hard we worked to arrange this marriage with the president's daughter?
That's enough. Let's not cause any more commotion at this happy occasion. Besides, this is one of my regular spots, and I don't want to be banned from here. Oyama's words carried an authority that silenced everyone present. Even my parents couldn't argue anymore. So, we were talking about reducing the debt, right? I'm disappointed in your attitude, but in light of Seiji's sincerity, I'll reduce it. Really?
Thank you so much.
So, how much are we talking about?
Maybe the whole amount. Just maybe.
$50,000. $50,000.
So that leaves $100,000.
I said I covered the $50,000 debt from the shop, so my parents' debt was $150,000. With the $50,000 reduction, there's still $100,000 left, which is a significant reduction. And yet they still have the nerve to complain. What are you talking about? The $50,000 that reduced was Seiji's $50,000. What? Why?
How come?
All you asked me to do was reduce the money I lent, right? So I reduced it. But why Seiji's debt?
Please reduce our debt.
I'm impressed by Seiji's integrity. He willingly took on the shop's debt and genuinely cares for my daughter. A man as honest as Seiji deserves help. But from scum like you two, you get nothing from me. So, what about our debt?
We can't possibly pay $1,500,000.
If you really can't pay it, I've got a good job for you. A friend of mine needs help with crab fishing. It pays about as much as tuna fishing. Crab fishing?
On a boat?
Yeah, you probably won't be coming home every day, but don't worry. Until you pay off the debt, that boat will be your new home. The good thing about being a fisherman is that there's no retirement age. Even folks like you in your 70s can work until you drop. You should be grateful for the job. Seiji, please say you'll pay off the debt for us and save us.
We're family, right? Help us!
Like I said before, my family now is Misaki, who I'm marrying, and Mr. Oyama, who will be my father-in-law. You two are nothing to me anymore. If you're just strangers, I'll have to ask you to leave. Hey, over here. Can I help you? These folks aren't customers. They're just loitering. Please escort them out. Shall I call the police? Oh, yes, please. Until then, keep them here. The police?
Isn't that a bit much?
Excuse me, but I'm going to have to ask you to leave. No, I'm not leaving. I'm your father.
I'm his mother. I won't leave either.
If you don't leave, that's trespassing. And if you cause any more trouble, you could be charged with obstruction of business. If you just leave now, you'll have to go crab fishing. Trespassing? Obstruction of business?
Are you saying this is a crime?
What I'm saying is, get out of here and don't ever show your faces again. Ah!
Eek!
Which customers are causing trouble by refusing to leave? These two right here. Wait. Please wait.
No! No! No!
Are you sure this is okay? My $50,000? It's not just reduced, it's completely forgiven. Yeah, consider it forgiven. Why are you doing this for me? I wanted to repay a favor. Did I do something for you? A long time ago, Misaki might not remember, but exactly 30 years ago, when Misaki was 4 years old, back then, my wife, Misaki's mother, was very ill. So Misaki would sneak out every day, looking for her mother who was no longer there. What's wrong?
I can't find my mummy.
Where's your dad?
He's at work.
I see. That's a problem. Are you hungry? Come with me. Grandpa, this little girl is hungry. Can you make her some ramen? Oh, poor thing. All by herself. Sure, it's on me. Here you go. Eat up. Here, have some.
Thank you. It's delicious.
Right? Now eat up before the noodles get soggy.
Okay.
The little girl from back then was Misaki?
That's why the ramen noodles you made tasted so nostalgic to me.
That's why I wanted to repay the favor. Now I can finally thank you properly. Seiji, thank you for helping Misaki back then. Please, don't put your head down like that. Please lift your head. And I'm the one who should be thanking you. And thank you for bringing Misaki into my life. I promise to cherish her forever. I'm counting on you. Since then, I haven't heard a word from my parents. Honestly, I don't really care what they're up to. But according to Mr. Oyama, they're being put through their paces in crab fishing. I feel so sick from the seasickness.
I want to go home.
If you want to go home sooner, then work faster. Or I'll cancel today's payment. But more importantly, there's something very important we need to do. Well, should we go?
Yes.
We're going to the city office to submit our marriage registration. And so Misaki and I finally got married. 6 months later, thanks to Misaki's hard work, the ramen shop became a thriving, popular spot. Welcome, thank you for coming.
Welcome. Please wait at this table.
Misaki has slimmed down and became even more beautiful from all the hard work. Now had customers coming just to see her. Though it makes me a bit jealous. I'm filled with happiness as I get to run the ramen shop with the woman I love.
Oh no, I'm barely gonna make it to the meeting on time. My name's Yusuke, and I'm 40 years old. I'm the sales manager at a mid-sized company that specializes in electronic components and software development. Right now, I'm on my way to a matchmaking meeting. My date? Reiko, a female department head from one of our client companies. The client's CEO, who's fond of me because of my easygoing nature, arranged the whole thing. Honestly, I'm not really comfortable around her, but, well, it's all part of the job, I guess.
Reiko's a tough one, so I better hurry, right?
Ouch.
Are you okay? Let me help you.
I'll give you a hand too.
Thank you, both of you.
I'm so glad you are here. I couldn't have gotten the wheelchair up by myself. I'm Minami, and you are?
Oh, I'm Yusuke. Here's my business card.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm all out of business cards.
By the way, are you okay? You seemed like you were in a hurry.
Oh, actually, I'm about to be late for a matchmaking meeting. Well, I guess I'm already late now.
What? Is that okay?
Well, I think they'll understand once I explain. Hello?
What do you mean by being late to our meeting?
I'm sorry. An elderly woman in a wheelchair fell over on the side of the road.
What? That's your excuse? If you're going to lie, at least make it believable.
No, I'm not lying.
You should have prioritized our meeting over some stranger.
What?
Wow, that's harsh. She's not getting it at all.
Minami, shh.
Wait, what was that voice just now? Oh, I get it. The contract's off. I never want to see your face again.
What? Wait, hold on. She hung up.
Are you okay?
Did I hear her say something about canceling a contract?
Don't worry about it. It's my problem. I can't believe she actually canceled the contract. This is going to be a big issue. The next day, when I arrived at work, it was clear that everyone was giving me the cold shoulder. So, I heard you skipped out on your matchmaking meeting with the department head of one of our biggest clients, no less, an electronics and telecommunications giant. Thanks to her spreading the story around, you're now seen as public enemy number 1 to women. Are you serious? This is the worst.
Public enemy? More like a hero, don't you think?
Minami, what are you doing here?
I was worried about you, so I came to check on you using the business card you gave me. But it looks like things are pretty tough. It's my fault, isn't it? I feel responsible now.
No, it's not your fault, Minami. I should have handled it better. Minami?
Hey, how about I give you a hand?
A week later, Reiko came to see me. Even though she said she never wanted to see my face again. Despite thinking that, I handled her visit professionally as her point of contact. What brings you here? I thought our contract with your company was terminated.
Well, ever since we cut ties with your company, we've been experiencing delays in the production of our main products.
I figured as much. Our electronic components are of plenty high quality, so they're essential for producing the latest equipment.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Your company's tech is impressive. That's why I want you to start delivering parts to us again.
Deliver again? Are you serious? You're the one who wanted to cancel the contract in the first place.
Given the situation, I don't really have a choice. If you agree to deliver, I'll forgive you for ditching our meeting. I mean, without our contract, you must be having a tough time at work, right? It's not a bad deal for you.
Her prickly tone irritated me. In her mind, I'm the bad guy no matter what. On top of that, she thinks she can act all high and mighty just because she's a valued client. Wow, you really do have that condescending attitude, don't you?
What? You got a problem with that?
Yeah, I do. So I don't need your forgiveness. And in return, I'm not delivering any parts.
What?
I admit it was my fault for missing our meeting, but I did explain the situation to you.
That ridiculous excuse? Who in their right mind would believe that?
You're free to think that, but to subtly change your tune and demand what's convenient for you, I can't accept that. Anyway, since the contract was terminated, there won't be any deliveries.
What? How dare you? Do you even realize what you've done?
What do you mean?
Do you have any idea how hurt I was when you didn't show up that day? Do you know how humiliating it is to sit at a matchmaking meeting waiting for someone who never comes?
Ugh.
Listen up. Making a woman feel humiliated is a serious crime. You're nothing but a despicable, low-life man. You hurt me, so you have an obligation to listen to me and do as I say.
What kind of obligation is that? But like I've said repeatedly, there were circumstances that caused me to be late.
Besides, you don't have the right to defy me after ditching our meeting to flirt with some young woman.
What? What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. I clearly heard a woman's voice over the phone at that time. No way, seriously?
That's the worst.
This is bad. If this keeps up, I'll be branded as public enemy number 1 with women again. What should I do?
Is this the woman's voice you heard?
Who the heck are you?
Minami.
Hi there. I'm the person who happened to be there when he was helping someone.
Wait, she's real?
Yes, an elderly woman in a wheelchair fell while trying to avoid a bicycle, and he helped me lift her up. Wheelchairs are surprisingly heavy. I'm so glad he was there to help.
So Yusuke was telling the truth.
I'm sorry, Yusuke.
No worries, as long as you understand now.
Glad to see your name cleared. Although, your matchmaking partner didn't believe you at all back then. In the end, she even talked about canceling the contract, which really surprised me. But thanks to that, we were able to secure a contract with your company.
What? What do you mean, secure a contract?
I apologize for the late introduction. This is who I am.
Sunshine Technologies. You are the president?
Surprised that such a young and beautiful woman is the CEO of a rival company? Our company develops and sells high-end tech products, but we are still in the growth stage. I was just thinking we needed a lot of high-quality electronic components when I met him. I saw an opportunity and offered a contract with even better terms than your company.
I was surprised too. I never expected to get such a good deal.
That's how much I wanted to work with you. Your attitude toward that elderly woman showed me you were someone trustworthy. And of course, I got the chance to step in because your previous contract fell through.
This can't be. You'll regret this.
Reiko shot me a venomous glare before storming off, clearly frustrated. Regret this? That sounds like something a villain would say.
But you should be careful. With that attitude, I doubt she's going to let this go so easily.
I really hope this is the end of it. But unfortunately, Minami's words turned out to be prophetic. Hello, is the department manager in? What's going on? Oh, it's you. Sorry, but we can't do business with your company right now. What? Why not? We want to work with reliable partners. I know you're not a bad person, but under these circumstances... Wait, hold on. What in the world is happening? Hello, Minami? Is something wrong?
Yusuke, this is bad. There's a ton of slander about you online.
What?
That Yusuke guy is a con artist who uses women to land deals.
I heard Yusuke is doing some pretty shady stuff to get contracts.
Lying scumbag. If you do business with his company, you'll just end up betrayed.
Anonymous message boards and social media were flooded with hateful comments about me that Minami showed me. What is this? It's all lies. How can we get this taken down?
It might be tough to get it all taken down. The posts are everywhere.
Really? Because I'm not very familiar with the internet, I didn't notice until much later, but by then, the situation had gotten pretty serious.
Once something's posted online, even if you manage to delete it, it just gets reposted. It's like playing whack-a-mole.
So what should I do?
There's only one thing to do. You have to destroy the mole's den.
What do you mean?
I mean, you need to take down the source of the rumors.
Minami sounded incredibly confident. It seems like she's pretty tough when it comes to handling situations like this. Fitting for a company president.
Just leave it to me. I'll show them what happens when they mess with one of my favorites.
Minami, that's kind of scary.
Excuse me.
Wait, Minami, calm down. This is someone else's company.
Is Reiko here? We need to have a word.
You too. What do you want?
You know exactly what we want, don't you? I have connections with some lawyers. We've already filed a request for disclosure to prove that you've been spreading slander about him.
What the heck?
You didn't think I'd go that far, did you? Maybe Yusuke, with his single-minded focus on sales, wouldn't have thought of it, but...
Hey, watch how you say that.
But I'm not the kind of person who would just sit quietly while a valuable colleague is unfairly insulted.
A valuable colleague. You seem to be overly attached to him for just a colleague, don't you?
That's rich, coming from you of all people. And what you're doing is a serious crime. You know that, right?
Shut up! This isn't that big of a deal.
Reiko, is this true?
President, this is,
First, you cancel a contract on your own, and now you're spreading slander. How many problems do you plan on causing? And don't forget, it was you who insisted on that matchmaking meeting, so I asked Yusuke as a favor to you. Was that really the case? Yes, you asked me to try to set things up between you two. I liked you, so I didn't think it was a bad idea. But it seems you were upset because your pride was hurt when he was late, and you also misunderstood the nature of their relationship. I'm truly sorry. No, you don't need to apologize, President.
what is this? Everyone against me. I'm not the one at fault here. He's the one to blame for everything.
Reiko, what are you talking about?
But...
What a mess. What should I do? Hey, Minami. Wait. Where'd she go? Minami? Where on earth did she...
I'm not at fault. There's no way I could believe such a ridiculous story about helping an elderly woman in a wheelchair. You probably just double-booked a date with that woman and forgot about our matchmaking meeting. That's the only explanation. And now you're lying about helping someone to make me look like the bad guy.
Reiko. The president hurriedly tried to intervene as Reiko's anger escalated. That's when it happened.
He's not lying.
You're the person from that day.
Thank you for your help back then. You really saved me.
We exchanged contact information that day, and since then, we've become good friends. So, when I told her about what was happening with you, she said she wanted to help.
I couldn't just sit back and do nothing when my savior was in trouble. No way! It was true.
I deeply apologize. I had no idea I was involving someone like you in all of this.
President? What's going on?
Reiko, don't you realize who this person is? This is our company's largest shareholder.
What? You see, President, this man helped me when I fell on the side of the road. Even though he had a matchmaking meeting scheduled, he took the time to help me. He's a kind and wonderful person. But the person on the phone was saying some terrible things to him. They said he should have prioritized the matchmaking meeting over helping a stranger.
Reiko, did you really say something like that? How could you?
Well, now that all the truth has come to light, what will you do?
I didn't mean any harm. I just wanted to be a little spiteful, and that's why I did this. I didn't really mean what I said on the phone. I was just a bit out of sorts and said something I didn't mean.
Didn't mean it. It sure sounded genuine to me.
Anyway, you shouldn't have cut it so close if you knew you had a matchmaking meeting. If you had just planned better, none of this would have...
Reiko. First of all, your slander has caused misunderstandings with our business partners. So I can't just let this go. I'm going to sue you for defamation.
No, I just...
But I also believe that my own actions contributed to pushing you this far. I should have had a proper conversation with you when the matchmaking talk first came up.
A conversation?
Instead, I tried to please a client without considering your feelings and didn't face the situation properly.
Stop! Please! Wait, don't say any more.
I'm sorry, but I can't return your feelings. I truly apologize. After that, I sued Reiko for defamation and sought damages. The court recognized the severity of her actions, repeatedly posting slander from multiple accounts, which resulted in a substantial amount of compensation. Furthermore, she was demoted as she had to take responsibility for the production delays caused by the lack of deliveries from my company. It seems that the whole incident with Reiko has become quite the topic of gossip around her. Apparently, it's taken a serious toll in her mental state.
Did you hear? Reiko supposedly slandered the guy online just because he stood her up at a matchmaking meeting.
No way, that's insane. Was she that desperate to get married?
Everyone's so cruel. None of them understand how I feel.
Later, Reiko filed a complaint with the company, claiming she was being harassed by other employees. This led to a temporary decrease in people gossiping about her, but it seems the rumors continued behind her back. In fact, some people even said it was hypocritical of her to complain. considering how much she had slandered others. Moreover, losing favor with the company's largest shareholder made her position at the company untenable, and she found it increasingly difficult to stay. In the end, Reiko resigned and returned to her hometown. Now she's reportedly getting by with part-time jobs, trying to make ends meet. However, even in the countryside, rumors about her have already spread, and it looks like she'll be facing tough days ahead. As for me, the misunderstandings at work have been cleared up, and I'm more focused on my job than ever before. This whole situation has made me rethink the importance of keeping the right distance in professional relationships as a salesperson. Moving forward, I want to be even more sincere and maintain a proper distance when dealing with clients. That's my intention. But...
Hey Yusuke, don't you think it's about time you joined my company?
Minami, you're bringing that up again?
I'll keep asking until you say yes. I really want to work with someone as sincere as you. Or, you could make it a permanent job with me.
What? Wait, what are you talking about?